Hello everyone, welcome to Rapture. Today I'm going to be unboxing for you a little something from Two.Begleri. Actually, interesting enough, I have Two.Begleri from Two.Begleri. So, yeah, let's unbox these guys. Took me quite a while to get these, understandably. They're coming from Jakarta, the capital of Indonesia, if I'm not mistaken. So that is quite a trip, and this package looks like it has seen some hard times, and this package has some interesting stories to tell, I'm sure. But yeah, so waited quite a while for them. Not a big deal, it's what I expected, but I missed the delivery date, and I haven't been able to get to the post office to pick it up for a few days. So this is long awaited. Let's get to it. Ooh, I like butter. Take that off. Yeah, I don't know why I used a knife. Half the stuff I unbox I could just tear open, but something satisfying about cutting through them. Get rid of this. Nothing else in here, right? Nope, nothing in there. By the way, I know I blurred that out, but extremely nice handwriting. I'm impressed. Alrighty, here we go. So like I said, I got two of these guys. These are very nice boxes. I could tell that these were nice boxes before I even opened the bag. They just feel very sturdy. I'm sure these guys were well protected. Whoops, there you go, see? Well protected. For those of you that don't know, these are, well, let's just open them up and see. Little plain drawstring pouch. Always nice, you never have enough of those. And there are the beads. These are a clay polymer bead, I believe. And interesting enough, they feel sort of rubbery. I had no idea what to expect. In pictures they just look plastic, but they are a clay polymer. Feel very much like a hard, dense rubber, kind of like a hockey puck, if you've ever been able to handle a hockey puck. Some stickers and little business cards. Oh, thank you, bud. Appreciate that. Short game, long game. That's a cool diagram. So we got those guys. Some strings, of course. And this pouch is, or this box is a nice little felt insert here to keep everything nice and pretty. Let's go ahead and open up the other one. Couldn't really decide on which shape I wanted, so, ooh, nice red pouch. That's a cool one. Couldn't really decide on what shape I wanted or what color I wanted, so I just got two of each. Something bothered me about having the mismatched set, so I just got a round set and this sort of oblong set. Oblong? I don't even know if that's the right word, but you get it. You see them. You know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, more of the same here. More of the same. Oh, thank you again. Set these down. And yeah, there's my unboxing. So, I don't know if I'll quite get back to this immediately, but I'm going to go ahead and sling these for a little while. And when I'm ready, come back with my first impressions. So, thank you guys very much. And I will be back with the power of video editing. Alrighty guys, I am back with my first impressions of the Two.Begleri sets. The two sets of Two.Begleri. Can't stop saying that. And let's get right into this. So both of them, since they're made out of the same material, they have a very, I want to say, chalky texture, and it feels nice in the hand. It's fairly smooth. It just feels soft. But they are somewhat slippery. I imagine with more play, they will sort of. I feel like, let's just say, I feel like as your hands get sweaty, they provide more grip, and maybe over time that sweat will sort of settle in and make them grippier overall, which sounds disgusting, but sort of a kendama thing. Your sweat just sort of gets ingrained into the wood, and your kendamas just play better and better as they get sort of more grimy. But just the texture of this material, I feel like maybe the same principle will apply. Right out of the box, I also noticed they had sort of an odd smell to them. I don't know why. Maybe it's the material. Perhaps it was it happened in transit. These things did travel across the world. But they did have a fairly odd smell, which has dissipated now. Can't really tell anymore. But I did jot that down in my notes so I could remind you guys, or just let you guys know that did happen. And again, these things right out of the box are not perfectly flawless. And by that I mean there's some, right out of the box I could tell there was like some slight discolorations, some things like wipe off, like maybe like little dirt specks, or just little imperfections, little nooks and crannies or nicks here and there. Nothing crazy, nothing that would like startle me or upset me, like it doesn't look like a flawed product, but just something that I noticed. But again, I wouldn't expect perfection from the materials being used here. If I'm not mistaken, these are clay. I'm assuming they're molded clay. So, perfection is not to be expected, but I like to point those things out anyway, just for those of you who like your things to be flawless right out of the box. But again, I wouldn't say that it's a defect of the product or a lack of quality control. I think that's just a given with the material that's being used. To be more specific here about each of them individually, the orange ones, or the more cylindrical ones, I feel like, at least at first, I feel like they're a tad bit too large. They're some of the biggest Begleri I've used, and they just felt awkward at first, and I think I've said that before about other sets. But these ones especially, and I think that they're so large, at least for me with fairly small hands and a lack of flexibility here. They definitely feel like they're large enough to interfere with certain tricks like gap transfers and things like that. I just don't feel like they go very smoothly because my fingers don't open up wide enough when I'm in the middle of my combos. Again, that could be the fact that my hands are pretty small, or the fact that I'm just not that great. But these just feel a little bit too large for me. And these guys here, the rounded ones, I would say that they feel significantly lighter than these. I don't know if they're, I don't want to go into specifics here, but they just feel lighter, and I think that's due to the shape. Since there's no edges like there are here, they seem to roll around your fingers very quickly, and in combination with the light weight of this material, they sort of feel like they're gonna float away. Like, they seem pretty hard to control, I would say. Not crazy out of hand, but they do feel like they're floating around a bit between your fingers. If I had to choose one of them, I think I would prefer this shape. I wish they were slightly smaller, but this shape seemed just seemed to work better for me. As far as durability, they seem to hold up very well. I dropped them on concrete a handful of times, They do get dirty. You can't really tell too much on these orange ones, but on the blue ones, if you can see, they do pick up a lot of dirt. Again, that can just be the color, but dirt is not a friend to these guys. But as far as chips and stuff are concerned, it's really a non-issue. Like, this is hard enough to take some drops with no problem. The material is sort of soft enough to like push your nail into it and sort of make an indent. But again, just dropping them on the floor, things like that, nothing that's a deal breaker for me. And it shouldn't be for you either. These things are clay, but as long as they're not shattering, which I do not think is ever going to happen from a casual drop at least, these things are going to be good to go and they'll last you quite a while. I do wish there was sort of a smaller version of these, and if I'm not mistaken, keep an eye out on Two.Begleri, because I believe he's prototyping metal versions of these. I've seen them and they look absolutely beautiful. I would also have to assume, again, I don't know, but I would assume that they are smaller than this, just because I think if you made this solid metal, they would be way too heavy because of how large they are. So if they're scaled down a little bit and made of some, I don't know, aluminum, titanium, whatever you want to do, I think they would be amazing. So I think these things have a lot of potential. I do enjoy playing with them, and I will be carrying these for sure. But again, just a couple things about each one of them that I wish was improved, and I know that Two.Begleri is working on some new models, and I honestly cannot wait to get my hands on a metal version of these because I think those would be sick. So those are my first impressions. I hope you guys got some useful info from this video. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and come back for more. Thank you guys very much.